Odd, Harley and Corey got talking last night, and completely forgot to promote for Kaiti TV. We've taken them out back and flogged them until they begged us to stop. Then we flogged them some more. So now I have to take time out of my day to fix their screw up. Keter Unfettered is a game jam project headed by Kaiti TV. In this bullet hell, the team had just 10 days to build their project from scratch. Take control of an unnamed Keter-level threat, deep within a government facility. Fight your way to freedom, or die trying. It's available to download and play, for free, April 25th at 12 p.m. Eastern. Just head to https://kraith.itch.io. Kaiti TV can also be found on YouTube, just follow the link in the description below.
You're about to listen to our program Eng. We don't know why, however we are grateful you chose to. We do wish to inform you that the views, opinions and overall morality do not necessarily reflect those of the station, interview guests, sponsors or musical entities. If you should choose to continue, and we sincerely hope that you do, just know, we tried to advise you against these actions and we are not responsible for any damage done to your sanity, morals or ideals. Thank you. Here comes the terrible siren.
I am a humble man.
That you feel you don't belong.
I won't say you should follow me.
You are welcome. You are loved. Join us, and we shall reach the promised plains.
I'm not boastful, and my chorus is more soulful.
One of joy, one lacking pain. We are the cult of
Don't say it. I can see it.
You don't belong.
I don't wanna. You don't need it. Once again, we are legion. What I'm meaning. Don't say it. I can see it.
Join us.
I don't wanna. You don't need it. Once again, we are legion.
One of joy, one lacking pain. We are the cult of Odd.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Way too close to the buzzer there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Snuck up on all of us.
The problem is we banter well, and you and I hit it off during the interview. Like
last time.
During the interview, I know my interviews are like an hour long. I intend them to be because it's a good conversation.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for in an interview is a good conversation. But even like after, I was like, I know I got to let this man go. I have watched the sun go down in his room.
Those are my favorite interviews too. The ones where you're just kind of forgetting it's an interview and you're just hanging out talking.
Exactly. And we hit it off so well. I was like, dude, you have to come down. He only lives, about an hour or so
a little
from
over
here?
an hour.
Yeah. He doesn't live that far, and when we were introduced, that was a selling point by by Joe that introduced us. Is like he lives right in Michigan with you.
Isn't that awesome that my publicist and manager in Los Angeles found a show in Detroit that I'm now like excited not just to be a part of, but to check out and listen to, and we'll touch on this later, but that has already bear fruits for people. I mean, that's about as cool as it gets, I think.
So for those of you that, for whatever reason, haven't been paying attention yet, you're listening. So I find that interesting. You haven't been paying attention, but you're listening. Come on now. Harley is an actor. He's a director. He's ex-MMA. He owns a production company here, Painted Creek Pictures.
Painted Creek Productions.
That third P, that P specifically.
PCP. Think about that.
Yes.
Harley's doing
That's one I'll never forget.
No, but like when a company has pictures or productions in their name, it always throws me because it's like I know it's one of the two. I've seen it. I can clearly see it, and my brain always swaps it. You're listening to the Cult of Odd. I'm your friendly neighborhood cult leader, Odd. With me, as always, is the altar boy.
That's me.
And Harley Wallen. Harley, thank you for making the trek down here.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm stoked to be here. It's going to be fun.
Now, Harley was given the option when he came down, because we had already done an interview and put that up, and we talked about a lot of his work and his projects and stuff like that. I asked him, what do you want to talk about? Because, like, I like throwing my friends down the gauntlet. Harley was on his way to becoming a friend, but he got in that weird window and came in where, we're not,
Not yet.
not just chucking it at him. So he said current events. And because we do talk a lot about pop culture, we're going to talk about some pop culture current events. First and foremost, though, we have new merch up at the merch shop. I really like this design. Of course I do. I made it. Why wouldn't I? I don't know if I showed you today, did I?
I saw it on Facebook.
Did you?
Yeah.
So
Super prepared.
I made myself a one-off.
Oh.
I'm the only one that's going to have this shirt. It says, Your Friendly Neighborhood Cult Leader. I've been doing that on TikTok. And on the back, it has the logo that says, Relax. It's only a podcast. We promise.
I like it.
So I made that for myself, and my wife liked it. And she's like, I want one. And I was like, I can't do that.
I can't do that, and I can't say no to my wife, so now I have to create a second completely unique, right?
Yep.
Almost
well, not completely unique. It's one that
somewhat unique.
It's one that anyone could have. But see, the only things that came up in my mind for my wife's shirt to do jokingly with a cult, I don't think she'd want to wear that shirt, man. So what I did is I created Your Friendly Neighborhood Cult Followers with our logo on the back.
Ah, good. I dig it.
So it's the exact same font and script,
Whether she wants to wear it or not, if you give it as a gift, it's like grandma's sweater. She's got to wear it at least to one holiday.
I think that's
the
fair.
play, yeah.
I feel like when you're married, the holiday is getting her to wear it.
Yeah.
Any old time.
Yeah. Like,
even if that's in the couch watching TV at the end of a long day.
Yes,
exactly.
Because I have seen women buy outfits and then stick them in the closet and then never wear them again.
Stop talking like that about my wife.
So we've got new merch up there. If you want to go check it out, by all means do. There is another sale coming soon, and I will be posting about that. We have a Captain Ron report tonight.
Captain Ron.
Captain Ron. Ace and Captain Ron have taken off on their wacky adventure back west. As far as I know, they are heading to Bakersfield, California. I don't know exactly what they're doing. I know they're going west. Currently, they are in Illinois. You can follow along with the Captain Ron updates in the show. We also have a photo album on the Cultivad Facebook page that has pictures from along the way and the descriptions that go with them. So we're providing you content if you want to follow along with Captain Ron and Ace.
Ace's brother is a speeder.
I know. They left sometime yesterday evening. Okay?
Allegedly.
I know.
They got so far. I just feel like they had to take a plane for part of it.
No. I'll tell you, I can attest. You can go a lot of miles in a lot of time. No. So they left sometime yesterday evening, and they have made it 750 miles away. They are in.
Do you have GPS tracking on them? That would be kind of fun.
I have,
We should do that without his knowledge.
We can't, because we can't get a hold of his phone now.
Yeah, you'd have to get someone to push buttons.
And you know how Ace is, the conspiracy theorist in him. Let me turn on a tracker on your phone.
We need Ann. She's an inside man.
But, so, yeah, you'll get updates. They should be gone for about a month, so this should be interesting. And the last thing I wanted to do as far as cleaning house and taking care of stuff that you might have missed this week, for our Patreon subscribers, you can listen to or watch the interview I did with actor and impressionist and voice actor Jim Meskimen. It was a lovely interview. It really was. Like, I know lovely, whatever. What is that supposed to mean? I enjoyed the interview. You know how you and I got along?
Yeah.
How well? Jim and I got along but on a different way, because like being in radio and having to use my voice, I tinker with my voice. I play with it. I could theoretically do some like stupid shit for my show. Mm-hmm. I have done a lot of stupid shit for my show.
Probably not during an interview.
No.
Unless you're with an impressionist.
However, no, I fought it.
Did you?
I did. I fought it, and he called me out on it, and he asked to see it.
Yeah, you have to.
But I fought it.
Why
I was
would
like,
you fight it?
Because, like, dude, you have. I'm going to show you why.
Pride in your
Harley.
work.
Yes.
I shot a 15-minute video of a bag floating in the air, and I want to call it a movie. We watch it?
I'm busy.
Show me the highlights.
And that's why. And that is exactly why. Yeah. Because just because I think what I can do is good does not mean a professional is really going to want to have to grit and bear
That's
through.
fair. I can see that.
The hardest part about being a filmmaker sometimes is to make sure people understand that if I was to say yes to everybody who wants me to watch their acting reel and their short film and their this and that, I would literally not be able to make films, be a father, or be a husband. I would be watching videos all day long. Mm-hmm. Right. That's my inbox every day. So to all the actors who think they're networking, you just really
you're pissing me off,
driving me freaking up a wall.
Find a manager and a publicist. Let them do the work
yes,
for you.
Yes, and that's the thing. Like, I would love to help people. I mean, when I get the chance to do it and have the time and the energy to put into something else, I do it, and I do it with everything I got. But when you reach out to me and like we had yesterday was an event in Michigan for MIFIA. They're doing trying to get new film incentives in Michigan.
Okay.
And they're doing a valiant job trying to get this stuff in. And I hardly ever go to these events because what happens is you get swarmed with, I want to be your cinematographer, I want to be your this, I want to be your that, I want to be your actor, I want to be your actress, I'm going to send you all this stuff, you're going to get back with me, and if you don't get back with me, then you're an asshole, and if I'm not an asshole, then I have to respond to you and engage with you, and they never stop, and I have now 200 people that I have to do this with, and it's like nobody ever thinks, it's funny because I used to not get it either, but like, you don't do that to people.
Right, because people are people.
We all
have
busy.
Things going on.
Yeah.
I figured out why I'm not famous.
Why is that?
Because I'll stop them about halfway through while they're telling me what they're going to give me and when I'm going to get it back to them and whatnot. And I'll tell them, I'll just stop you right here. I'm an asshole.
Oh, I wish.
And then I'm gone.
I wish, that, like for me, like I just almost pretend that I'm not running my own social media and be like, hey, so Harley is, you know.
Yeah,
because
no, that's
like,
a really
Jesus
good move.
Christ, like I just don't want to be rude because that's not my intention. It's just I have a lot of shit to do, and if I stop my life to watch all these things, my life's gone.
Yeah.
And from my side of things, like I said, it's the fear of not wanting to put them in that position, and also realistically, a person that does that, there's some self-hate that goes on afterwards. Speaking as someone who has guerrillaed his way into industry,
yeah,
you know, like the entertainment industry, the way I have, that's how I do things.
Mm-hmm. But you have tact. You can tell when it's. Like,
I didn't in the beginning, Harley.
but we learn. Yeah. I mean, I've done the same thing. Like I remember being on sets as an actor. And I think back and I'm like, oh my God, what an idiot I was. Because I wasn't thinking back then. Yeah. When you're a director, you're trying to make a vase with 1,000 pair of hands.
Okay.
You don't need anybody asking you questions.
No.
You really don't.
No.
Unless it's absolutely in regards to the performance, the character, the storytelling, or something that's directly related to this.
If you're one of the hands I'm trying to guide so my shit don't fall apart, you can ask me questions.
Yes.
If you're not involved in a project that I'm working on, I like you. You're good people, probably. Leave me be.
Yeah, and there's a time and place for that. You know, at the end of a premiere, there'll be a Q&A, and I'll stand up there until they're done asking questions. We just had one in L.A. on Ash and Bone, We were a screening finalist at a Golden State Film Festival at the Chinese Theater, which is really cool. I've had a couple of premieres there. I love that place. So much history and everything. You can feel it in there. But like, we ran out of time for the Q&A. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to turn anybody down. Let's go out in the lobby, grab a drink, and why don't we just continue out there? Sure. So we sat down, about 30 people at the end of that didn't get their questions answered, and I sat there till they were done.
That's awesome.
That's the time to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's right. There's a time and a place, and that's the tact you end up learning over time.
Yeah.
I do not necessarily always like dealing with publicists and managers. It's frustrating at times.
They can be, yeah.
Just getting a straight answer. That's all I need. You know? Like, I'm actually really good. I think one of the reasons why I'm able to talk to people is because, like, I understand you've given me a date, but there's a float, and sometimes things happen, and you have to reschedule. I've had to reschedule on others before, and they were gracious enough to allow me to.
Yeah.
You know, that's important. So being flexible and not so rigid. There's a way to go about talking to people. I've had other podcasters ask me, you know, how are you able to just, you know, reach out and talk to these people? And I was like, well, there's a way.
Yeah.
There's a process, and I can't teach you it.
10,000 emails, whole lot of begging. No.
Well, I mean, there's also something to being able to have conversations.
Yes.
So if you're a good conversationalist, this is going to work out for you. I mean, you're going to be able to talk to people, you're going to make them comfortable, and you're going to start making them say shit that they wouldn't normally say, and all those things are good for everybody, sometimes even the person getting interviewed.
Yep. Yeah, Odd has a knack for that. I've watched a few of the interviews that he's done on Patreon, sometimes live, or not live, but after the fact.
It's because I'm charismatic.
Who was the comedian? He said... It reminded me of what you said as a producer, with people always approaching you.
Yeah.
As a comedian, he said, you know, I came to the realization I was just always doing a bit. I wasn't ever present in my conversations. I was always just trying the next thing in public places with whoever, and it just got in the way.
Larry
Hankin, yeah.
I hang out when I'm in LA a lot with the cast and people that I've had in before. We usually end up becoming really close friends, and that's one thing that's a quick way to drive them crazy. Like, if you're sitting down and you're eating your food, don't walk up to people that are eating.
Yeah.
Their food is going to get cold, so you can take a picture with them.
Yeah.
And then you're going to act like they're the asshole if they don't want to stop. And here's the deal. If you see me and I'm not doing something and you want to say hi, you want to shoot the shit with, take a selfie, I'm cool with all of it. I have no problem with that. I just don't want to work for you for free.
Sure.
So if you need somebody to, like, check out your short film, talk to your friends, talk to whatever. If I'm thinking about hiring you, I will do my homework and I'll watch everything you've ever done, because that's how I do things. But I focus my energy on that, and I try to be good with that. But I'm not, like, unapproachable. If I'm out and about. For some, I don't know what it is. Starbucks seems to be the place where everybody always recognizes you.
That's because everyone's a screenwriter at Starbucks.
That's where they do the best work.
Even in Michigan, though.
That's because everyone's a screenwriter that's at a Starbucks. It's they flock there. It's free Wi-Fi and
that's true.
Inspirational environment. I don't know what bullshit that they give, but that's the thing.
I do think there's something to that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Caffeine, a nice little quiet, cozy place.
But see, if you
And
have a
pretty
coffee
friendly.
maker at home,
I rarely do it anymore. We got my mother-in-law gave us one of those barista stations. It is 1,000 times better when you make it at home and you put the stuff in that you want. We don't hardly ever go there anymore, but that used to be one of the... If you said, hey, pick one place where you've been recognized the most, it's Starbucks.
Well, screenwriters hang out at Starbucks.
You need to start going to Starbucks. That's what he's telling you. That's the free tip.
They're aspiring screenwriters mostly. No, but when it comes to getting the interviews, you're right. It's having the gift of gab and being able to bullshit with the best of them.
That's a part of it.
We've lost that's why I like doing this. That's why I like doing the interviews too. And
shooting the shit, man. Yeah,
we've lost talking to each other.
People barely know how to do it anymore.
That's the style of our show. A lot of it is just us talking.
but that's why probably it works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ace, my co-host, he and I have known each other for a very long time. He's about 10 years older than I am. When we first met, his wife said that he's a young you and you're an old him. You know? Because, like, we were, at that point, awesome. Fairly interchangeable with the way we saw the world and talked about things. Corey and I
Less stickers.
Yeah, stickers! Corey and I met through a mutual friend. But Corey was one of the first people that, one of the first few that recognized me in public. Because he knew I went up to Warriors 3, the comic shop that used to be here. Because that's where it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I saw you at the house across the street.
Yeah.
That I used to watch the Wings game in through the window.
That's awesome.
You really wanted that watermelon.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's something else. Do you remember what I told you about possibly having to have a story prepared?
Yes.
Did you do it? Did you prepare a story? Do you have one that you would like to tell? It's
yeah,
not
I mean, probably one of my favorite stories, and I didn't really prepare it because that's not how I operate with this stuff.
But you have one.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I have a couple really good ones, but the funny one that I love, one of the best times is with Billy Worth. So we made a few.
No, you can't tell it now. No, it's not
after these messages from your local sponsor.
Yeah. Please send all hate mail to hoodus@tapdetroit.com.
Exactly.
Send all hate mail to hoodus@tapdetroit.com.
I like that you gained a free secretary.
Actually, Hoodus is usually our complaint department.
Yeah.
You know? All the emails that he gets, I'm surprised he listens to any show on the network anymore because, you know, we seem to inundate his email box much like yours.
Yeah.
So we have, let's see, we got about 7 minutes before we go to our next break. The bands you're going to hear tonight are all Michigan bands. They're all artists from in and around the state of Michigan. In the first block, you're going to get Carmel Liberty, Like the Dead. You're going to get Last Call in Jonestown with Monkey Business. You're going to get your friends, the band that he manages, I Am Trouble.
Yeah.
Broken. And you're going to get Full Monty, Screech. They're all different styles of bands. That's kind of how we do things here on the show, is like the music doesn't always necessarily fit what came before it.
Sure.
We keep you off center.
Kind of like bit. Music Russian roulette.
Yeah. Well,
that's a good way to put it. I like that.
I've always described the show as an audio version of the Muppet Show on LSD. Because
I'd watch that.
You never know what the hell you're going to get, but it's probably going to be entertaining.
Sounds more like Forrest Gump to me. You never know what you're gonna.
I don't want anyone touching my chocolates. Right. So we've got that first break. Plus, also going to get the Captain Ron report in our very first break because, you know, Captain Ron.
Captain Ron.
After we come back, you're going to hear us talking about
current events.
Yeah, let's go. You know what? I have one on here that I put down for the end, but because you were talking about people coming up on you in public.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about Mike Tyson punching the guy on the airplane.
Oh, God.
Did you see that?
No, I have not seen that.
This has been an
Poor
interesting
dude.
Story. We'll see.
Just last week we were talking about Mike Tyson's edibles. He has little ears with the bite taken out of it.
Yeah.
Now this week he's punching dudes on the airplane.
It's a pattern of behavior.
For good reason, though. Yeah. Like, you watched the video.
Oh, yeah.
I've not watched the video. I've met Mike Tyson, though, a couple times, and
he seems like a great guy.
Dude was very intense until he found ways to not be so intense, I guess.
Was he intense, or was that your perception of him? Like, that's the thing.
Obviously, we don't know.
Yeah, because Mike Tyson, I would imagine most people have built up in their head of, terrified, don't hit me. Just don't hit me. Like, because he was.
I've been dealing with fighters my whole life, though. I
forgot.
I remember one thing when I read this with him, because I knew a few fighters that were like that, but he was scared for his life before every boxing match, and literally feared that he would die. And when you have that, you fight differently. You fight differently, and when it's all or nothing, and it truly feels like that to you, you become a different beast, a different monster, and he was. And when I look at some of the fighters that I've seen that are like that, you can figure out why the Stockton boys are the way they are, the Diaz brothers.
Yeah.
There's an element of that to it. I remember Chuck Liddell, first time I met him, I'm like, do you blink? You know what I mean? Like, and then you meet him outside of the, you get out of the cage and you get out of the training area and you hang out and you see this dude paints his toenails.
Yeah.
Back in the MySpace days, Chuck Liddell put not sure on their sexual orientation because he loved messing with people.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. Like, you don't think about Chuck Liddell being that guy.
Yeah.
He's hilarious, dude.
Well, and see, that's the thing. Like, I've seen interviews with Tyson and whatnot, and he seems funny and pretty, laid back. As long as you're in good company, I guess.
Yeah.
As long as he knows you and trusts you.
Yes. It seems, yes.
And so the thing is like, with this guy, it happened on an airplane, okay? Mm-hmm. So, dude was sitting in the row behind Tyson. Figured out Tyson was in front of him. Had no idea until, he looked up and was like, what? Mm-hmm. Got super geeked about being, like, mere inches away from Mike Tyson. And started talking to Tyson, and Tyson was nice and obliged.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked for a selfie with Tyson. And Tyson obliged. And then, let him chat for a few minutes, a little bit longer, and then it was like, okay, enjoy the rest of your flight.
Back,
I'm like you had said earlier, I'm a person.
Yeah, I'm a real person with feelings and thoughts and all those funny things.
Dude got offended and then started like just getting louder and louder behind Tyson. And apparently he just kept running his mouth and running his mouth and running his mouth, and finally Tyson had enough. And Tyson shot up, turned around, and just started punching the dude in the head.
Wow.
Now, the video that was shot of it happening, you see the guy afterwards. Now, he's probably got some lumps that'll form later, but he didn't look that bad after getting punched by Tyson repeatedly. So, Tyson was definitely pulling it and trying not to kill the guy.
Yeah. I think he wanted to teach him a lesson.
Yeah, he had a cut here and a cut here, like a small cut, but like no bruising or anything.
No, that'll show up later for sure.
Yeah, if he doesn't get a couple of good goose eggs out of it, I'd be surprised.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
However, after I saw that, I was like, all right.
That's a really good conversation, actually, because I have thoughts on this, and I'm going to be the biggest fence sitter ever on that topic, probably, because I see both sides. We need people that kick people's asses to hold us in check so we don't do dumb shit.
Yeah.
Sadly, I do. There are so many assholes out there that cut people off, and they act like they can do whatever they want, and they're entitled. And then somebody hands them their ass, and they got to go, oh, shit, I can't do that anymore. And that's very good for all of us when they stop doing it. I wish that we didn't have to. I really do. I wish people could just be decent. But we do need somebody to do that. And that's, yeah.
We're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to continue talking about this. We'll probably talk about it a little bit during the break even. Ha-ha! Shit you don't get to hear. Anyways, but when we come back, we're going to continue talking about this. You're going to get the Captain Ron report. You're going to get Carmel Liberty, Like the Dead, Last Call in Jonestown, Monkey Business, I Am Trouble Broken, and Full Monty Screech. You're listening to the Cult of Odd, and as always, I'm your friendly neighborhood cult leader.
I'll just keep her pointed due north. Don't bump into anything. I'm gonna get some shut-eye.
Captain Ron!
Hey, all you eyes, this is Ace and Captain Ron. Made it out to Gorham, Murfreesboro, Carbondale area out in Illinois, home of the Big Muddy Monster. A lot of Bigfoot sightings dating back almost 50 years. We've got 650 miles in the books on our new adventures. Picked up where we left off last time, and we're going to do 3 nights here. We've lost 2 hubcaps, a windshield wiper blade, and a canopy off of the trailer. We're not quite sure where we lost them, but we have. Right now, we're windshield wiperless, sitting in a rainstorm just outside of Crab Orchard campgrounds, waiting for the rain to let up where we can work our way back in. Hopefully someday today, pick up a new windshield wiper blade. So, yeah, we got 3 days going looking for the Big Muddy Monster and hanging out with some family and having a little bit of fun. And we'll get back at you as soon as we got some more to report. We're really looking forward to bringing you in another adventure, communicating our adventures to y'all. Doing it Captain Ron style. Okay, y'all, take it easy, and we will see you next week. Peace.
Tired of regular bar food and bar atmospheres?
Yes!
Do you long for a place that feels like home where you're treated as family and not just another customer?
Yes! Yes!
Then Big League Brews is the place for you. Their menu is the most extensive in all of Downriver. They have an excellent breakfast selection, and they're also well known for their burgers and wings. But hey, if you don't want to believe just some guy on the radio, Big League Brews has been voted best sports bar in Metro Detroit by Click on Detroit 6 years in a row.
Wow!
They have the friendliest staff and a wide array of cocktails and beers, 26 of them on draft, with new creations regularly.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
And if you're looking for work, Big League Brews offers the most competitive wages with great medical and dental and vision benefits and plenty of paid time off. So what are you waiting for? Get on over to Big League Brews, located at 20428 Ecorse Road in Taylor, Michigan, or head to bigleaguebrews.com for more info. Big League Brews, go beyond ordinary, eat and drink extraordinary.
Being around you like the dead I Every time that I look deep inside of me, I feel hopeless. Like a war going on, either right or wrong. Every day I seem to lose focus. Just coasting through my life alive, but the world around me seems frozen. Like I'm stuck in a cage that I can't get out, so I made my life in this shit. No sun, no bright blue sky, just me with a shovel in a ditch. And an attitude like fuck the world with a can of gas and a mattress lid. I'ma watch it burn and I hope it's quick, cause I don't got a fuck that I'd like to give. Not a single fuck that I'd like to give. I think I'm broken. All the rage inside got him breaking things, cause he feels like he's stuck in a cage. Taking pill at the pill like the doctor say. I'ma wash him down but I feel the same. I'm awaken ways going in and out. Man, I think that I'm going insane. Help me, can you tell me why in the fuck do I still feel the same old way? Like I just wanna kill everybody, I swear I can feel the urge in my veins. Stop me right now cause I'm rocky. Looking at the whole wide world feeling cocky. Fuck them, middle fingers up if they mock me. I don't even know who the fuck I am. Why walk around with this hellish plan just broke inside like an evil man?
control what invades my head. The process of disbelief from life's next coming event. It just gets so high that I feel paralyzed. I question how I even try to sleep at night, and I am at a loss for words, at a loss of dreams that I don't see tonight. And I cannot speak, I can't put into words how I feel, and so I sing. It comes right at me, like a semi-drunk tire screech. So loud! It seems I can't control what invades my mind. I feel like I can't even be recognized. I cannot speak, I can't put into words how I feel. I hold my breath and take a look out into the air. My mind is racing up the thoughts that I can't compare.
And we are back. I have been having technical difficulties tonight, so if you're still with us, thank you. The fun size is going to be all put together pretty and nice, and it's not going to have any problems.
I believe
promise. Yeah, they always do. They always come out nice, like that's how they were meant to sound. We were talking about Mike Tyson punching a guy on an airplane, and Hoodis is in the chat, and Hoodis got me. He said, so I have an idea based off of what Harley had said, the needing someone to keep assholes in their place. So hear me out. A show where Mike Tyson and Ronda Rousey go to different grocery stores around the country beating the fuck out of Karens.
Oh, I met a Karen today at work.
Did you?
Yeah, she came in bitching about how dirty the coffee pot was. Rightfully so. It was kind of gross. And she was just bitching and bitching and bitching.
See, she could have probably cleaned it quicker.
She did. She cleaned it, and she did the dishes, and she just kept bitching about other things.
See, I
had never
that.
met this lady before. Somebody else shows up, calls her Karen, and I'm like, is that her name? Because like that's how she's acting, but it actually was her name.
Wow, so she was...
She just embodied it. She embraced that
she
lifestyle.
owned it.
Yeah.
I've always said that there are similar types with people in names. Like I've noticed this weird characteristic. I always use myself as an example, but I've noticed it. Like I know a handful of Dans. Okay, most of them are drunks or alcoholics.
Hey, my Dan friends are all drunks and alcoholics,
and we know different Dans. All of the people I've ever met that has the variation of my real first name, they are all fucking weird in some way. And I know that we're all weird in our own way, but like we're a special kind of weird. So there's like two variations. There's fun weird, or there's like asshole weird. And when I say asshole weird, because I see that look, I know I'm an asshole.
Yeah. That's not new.
No. But when I say asshole, I mean shady as fuck, stab you in the back asshole.
Is that the type of asshole you are?
No.
Asking for a friend.
No. No, you should know by now. I stab you in the front. I want you to see it coming. Who just said, just imagine you're in Walmart and you hear Tyson's voice over the PA system saying, there's a piece of shit in aisle 3.
I really wish we didn't have to, though. I wish people could just behave.
Yeah.
Why is that so hard?
It seems like it should be common sense.
Because
so uncommon.
What we were talking about during break on how the difference between people here and people over in Sweden, and how in public, socially, nobody would act like they're better.
Oh my God, never.
That's the problem, is people get it into their head, or they're having a bad day and they feel that they're entitled to something because the universe decided to kick them square in the nards that day.
Yeah.
And that's where the need for that asshole comes in, is because people forget you're not any worse off.
But it's just socially acceptable for people to act like that.
It's not.
That's the.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've come to a place where right now you shun the violence, which I agree. We cannot walk around and punch people. I totally agree with that. We can't do that.
Respectfully disagree.
But we can't also make an entire generation of assholes.
That's true.
Because that I see it happening. There are a bunch of people that act like complete assholes that are awful to people.
It's a lack of
and
integrity.
nobody is holding them accountable.
There you
Yeah,
have
it's
it,
a
Corey.
lack of integrity. That's something that, starting with my generation and down, we've started to lose.
Yeah, there you have
It's
it.
integrity.
We have Generation X, we have the Millennials, we have Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and Generation Asshole. I hope that's what they choose for the next generation's title, Generation Asshole. But no, you're right. You're 100% right. I've said that, you know, society started to go to hell when you stopped being able to punch teenagers in the mouth.
I can tell you, I learned not to act like an ass myself, because when I was younger, I probably
We all got in
was a
fights
little entitled,
in school and
then
or outside of
suddenly
school
somebody
and-
checks you, and you're like, "Oh shit, I can't do that." It's a really good way to learn, especially when you're young.
Everyone thinks you're hot shit until you get punched in the mouth. Everyone has a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
Oh yeah,
you know
that's Mike Tyson again.
That's me when
And
I
he's
go to
right.
the bar. You
He's
know,
100%
my mouth doesn't
right.
shut up when I'm at the bar. I'm that asshole that should get hit. And for whatever reason, some
Just
stranger I
haven't.
met in the night, because I happen to be charismatic when I'm
Yeah.
3 or more beers deep, they're just like, don't fucking touch this guy. Thanks, but I probably needed it.
Yeah, but also how far? Like,
But I can look back on it.
some
And I see
people
that
are
it-
beyond disrespectful. Like, you can be a little bit off. You can like, I've seen people like get decked for flirting with a girl. Like, come on, man. Like, that's how this thing works.
That's that fragile masculinity that they always talk about. Is like
I approached a girl at a bar one time, respectfully. I was like, hey, I saw you were sitting over here all alone all night, blah, blah, blah. I was curious to know if I could buy you a drink. She said, I'm here with my boyfriend. I said, oh, well, thank you. You know? Go to walk away, some guy comes running up to me, hey, get the fuck away from her. I said, she told me no.
Yeah,
she said she had a boyfriend. I was already leaving.
Yeah.
And so she grabbed him, which, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though, is like, I don't know, man. I don't fit here. That's what I know, okay? Like, for the most part, I've got and I'm trying very, very hard not to do, like, the American, Sweden, foreigner, like, you know, native, whatever type comparison. But that's what it really comes down to, is, like, a lot of the behavior that you see here in America, however you want to describe that beyond there, is not me. Like, the programming didn't stick with me for some reason.
Okay, I mean, you look at like what's going on with Johnny Depp and abusers and stuff like that. Everybody, a lot of people want to take her side. The other half wants to take Johnny's side. I feel like they were probably both in the wrong, you know.
We're so programmed to take sides.
Yeah.
The side in this is probably that they're both really damaged.
Yeah.
And they're both hurt, and hurt people. And I'm really sorry for the both of you. And don't use that as weapons to hurt others and each other even more.
Right.
But, like, find a way to heal and grow out of this.
Well,
there's lessons to be learned.
Yeah. We miss the
100%.
lessons because we're so busy suing. Like, some of these crazy lawsuits that happen here, I just think about somebody trying that in Sweden. Going up in front of a judge and trying to sue, and they'd be like,
Yeah. Like on your nobody can give me a straight answer when I talk to publicists or whoever you talk to. That's like a corporate America. I don't want to say the wrong thing because now I'm liable and now I can be sued. Now this and that. You know, it goes all the way down to doctors, everything. You know.
Yeah.
And it's just it should be so simple.
Well, I've been watching the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. While I've been doing work here, getting stuff ready for tonight's show, I've had it on. Thanks to YouTube Live, the Law and Order channel, or something like that. So I've watched most of the days of his testimony. And listening to what I have never seen someone so beautifully, respectfully say "fuck you" in a courtroom.
Yeah.
Than some of the responses Johnny gave to the prosecutor. Okay? Most people might not have seen it.
I've gotten a kick out of some of them.
I've seen some of the, are you talking about the cocaine box?
Well, that was one of the things.
That's definitely one of them.
Looks like a box that could have held cocaine.
Yeah, yeah.
My favorite is when the prosecutor was reading off like the text messages that they put up on the screen.
Hearsay.
No, the prosecutor was reading it off, and he would say, "Did I read that correctly, Mr. Depp?" Oh yes, you've read that well.
You're still reading it right.
It just kept changing, and it sounded more and more like a dad talking to his child, like, "I'm proud of you. You can read."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a mess, man.
But you're right. They are both very damaged individuals.
Aren't we all?
I do side with Johnny on this one, just because like the defamation. I don't know. It's really going to be up to the jury to figure out what really happened, and they're claiming that this trial could take 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. There was some pretty damning stuff for both sides, honestly, and the way the prosecutor. That's the only thing that I could think would lose them the case. Is this prosecutor is stupid. They go over his drug use and his drug history. Everybody knows Johnny's had a drug problem and can be addicted to things. No brainer. We've heard these stories. Mm-hmm. Then they're going over text messages that he sent to other people. Mm-hmm. And like, well, what about this and what about this? And I know that they're trying to establish a pattern of behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know painting a picture.
Yeah,
but they're not
narrative.
painting one that's not in his favor, because he's reaching out to other people. He's talking to other people.
Yeah.
He's not being combative with her. Or
He's trying really hard to step out of the problem and separate, and then come back when we've calmed down, type of thing.
Yeah,
which should make a whole lot of sense.
Well, and they said he is a child of abuse. That's one thing. Like, that man had to bare his soul in that courtroom essentially and talk about the abuse that he sustained as a child. And I had no idea he wasn't so well spoken. Mm-hmm. You see him in the movies, you see him like, no problems whatsoever.
Yeah,
he's a very shy and very quiet and reserved man.
Mm-hmm. I know a couple actors that have stuttering problems in real life, but when they play characters that don't stutter, they don't stutter. It's amazing. Isn't that wild how it works?
Yeah.
Stuff that just.
Well, that's like Ozzy when he talks and sings.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get all the words out to Crazy Train, but you cannot ask for a sandwich.
That is so true. Painfully true, even.
Sharon can.
Yes, that's what she's there for.
Yeah, they complement each other.
I think that's the issue.
That's right.
It's more than 2 syllables. He can get out Sharon.
Yeah.
But sandwich order, never going to happen.
No.
But wrapping up with the Mike Tyson guy before we've got to go to our next break. I did see dude that got punched isn't pressing charges, which surprised the hell out of me. I thought for sure.
Somebody was going to try to capitalize.
I figured as much. The dude that got hit by Mike Tyson.
I thought he was going to catch a check.
I bet you that'll settle.
No, he's not pressing charges.
I'm saying, I still think Mike is a smart enough guy to know he needed it, but I kind of owe him something because he could have taken me to the cleaners.
Well, here's the thing: the dude that got punched has a long criminal history.
Oh.
Yeah, my initial reaction after hearing he wasn't pressing charges was like maybe he realized like, well, I was being a dick, and he is just a person. You know?
Wouldn't that be an awesome world to live in where people had that?
I honestly think that's what it's coming down to, because he said I was just overly excited. I'm not pressing charges.
Yeah, he had emotional reaction at first. Yeah. Got punched, then thought about it like, well.
Yeah.
Amazingly, he is allergic to fists.
Yeah.
He is straight allergic to fists.
I've seen a lot of people allergic to those.
We didn't give you too much of the main topics for this week's Fun Size, and I do apologize for that. But I guarantee that if you're listening to this after the break, or if you're listening to this on YouTube right now, you're going to want to sign up for our Patreon. You're going to want to go to patreon.com/cultivod. Sign up. $5 a month will get you access to the full episodes and all of the backlog. We have tiers that go up from there that include our interviews. So please head to patreon.com/cultofodd.